Hey guys and girls, here's what we're doing today. We are leaving out of here and we're going to drive out to Statesville, meet up with some of the other guys that are riding out to Thomasville. We are going to the Sons of Confederate Veterans Mechanized Cavalry State Meeting today. So, we'll show you what we got when we get that way. All right, everybody. So we have left the Mechanized Cavalry State Meeting. Didn't show you much of that because, well, it's really none of your business. Anyways, we rode out here and we're at Valore Park in Denton. It's pretty cool. So for all the Confederate monuments have been tore down all over the state of North Carolina that end up here, back here. We'll go take a look at them. It's pretty cool. So we're leaving out of here. Me and Rando are going to ride up to the old Lutheran cemetery in Salisbury, Confederate cemetery there. We're going to go check it out. That'll be a good ride. Some more bikers out today. Super nice day to be riding. So we are at the old Lutheran cemetery now. It's me and Rando. Just gotta come through the gate here. If you're short like me, it's hard to get through the gate. So I don't know a lot of history on this, but there are Confederate headstones that have been put in. Wow. So it's kind of interesting to me to walk around here and look at these. Here's one from 1880 and 1940. This is like a family deal right here. Another vet, Trexler. It's a Confederate veteran right here. Didn't die in the war, but 1832 is when he's born. Prime example. Probably another one. My brother, who was 22 years old. He was born right after the war. if you haven't noticed, there's a common theme to what I'm doing today. We're visiting some of this stuff because we're going to do a ride to some of the memorials here around the area. The Sons of Confederate Veterans, it's an organization I joined recently. It's a 501c3 nonprofit that is based around Southern heritage, and like by no means is it anything to do with slavery or any of that crap that everybody wants to try to bring into it. It's about preserving my heritage, other people's heritage, because I had my 4 times great granddad was killed because of the Civil War. He was a prisoner of war, and he died having been a prisoner of war, malnutrition. He less than 7 months after he was released as a captive. He also had 5 brothers that were in the war, and out of the 5, or no, 6, my bad, there was 5 other brothers, but there was a total of 6. So him, another brother who was bushwhacked in what's now West Virginia, about 4 miles from where I grew up. He was home on leave, and he was killed by Union sympathizers / Union Army. Don't really know. I just know he was killed by Union personnel when he was home on leave. And then they also had a brother, Eli, who was the first casualty, according to some people, of the Gettysburg campaign. Now, not the first casualty at Gettysburg, but of the Gettysburg campaign. He was shot while chasing some Union pickets on horseback, and he was shot by a drunkard that had left the bar and was committed to killing the Confederates. So it happens, but that's my heritage, and you know what? The more I research this and the more I learn about it, you know, it explains a little bit about the way I was raised and how I think how that affects you personally, and you don't know it, like it's part of what's in your blood. But very cool. So I joined the Sons of Confederate Veterans, and you know, it is what it is. I'm proud of those people, man. They fought for what they believed in, and believe me, none of my people were enslaved. They were too poor, so it has nothing to do with that. People try to make it something that it isn't. It's no different than somebody else being proud of their heritage. I mean, it is what it is, and you're more than welcome to do that. But I'm not slinging no hate here. This is part of what my people stood for. Alright everybody, so the battery is about to die. I ain't changing it just to do the outro. I just pulled in. We've done a little over 200, about 225 to 250 miles today. Had a good time. Stopped down at Two Trees in Denver. Had a tea. Hung out with the guys a little while, and now I just pulled into the garage.